Good evening, guys. I just wanted to touch base with you on the new install from today. Make sure that we all understand landmarks. This is the Prince Princess idea in terms of a formation, a true MT5 wide formation. You guys did a nice job today kind of adjusting on the fly. So I want to make sure that going into 7-on-7s both Wednesday and Friday, excuse me, I'd like to use this quite a bit just to see how different defenses are going to react to it coverage wise, what kind of matchups we can get, things of that nature, so that we can kind of develop some confidence with it going into the fall. Here's our basic alignment out of Go, and if you understand, I think we're going to try to keep this as simple as possible. We can move pieces around all over the place. We can go trips and put the prince or princess to the backside, which we did once, and I think maybe confused a couple guys, but not a big deal. But at least for starters, we're going to consider putting the back always to the strength side, to the call side. So the X and Z will be by yourselves to the two side, and the back and the S and the Y will be the three side. So 3x2. At least for now. A couple reasons for that. Number one, I think that the X and the Z are two better receivers, generally speaking. So if we can pull attention to the three receiver side, like you notice our defense moves the safety all the way over to that side. So we essentially have 2-on-2 on the backside, which I like. I don't know how you all feel about it, but it's pretty good, especially for the guys that we have. Matching up against anybody, in my opinion, is our advantage. So just a couple of things to understand. First of all, if we're talking about Go, the four guys minus the back are exactly the same, with a couple of exceptions. When we empty, your landmarks are going to be 1 yard outside of where they normally are. Okay, so you might think to yourself, well, what about on the two side? Does it really matter? Yes, it kind of does, because what we're trying to do now is instead of having 4 lanes, now we have 5. So everybody's going to get a little bit wider. Outside guys, you're a yard outside the numbers. Inside guys, you're a yard outside the hash. Capped, uncapped rules are still on, so I'm still going to read. In this case, if I'm an outside guy, I'm reading the corner. If I can run by him by 10 yards, please do so. If not, curl it up at 10. What we're thinking about inside, let's start with the running back because he's normally not there. Running back, with your alignment, understand this, and I think you saw it with our defense. Linebackers tend to plus over. In other words, they will adjust to, like they call it, pull the chain sometimes. So they adjust toward the trips a little bit, which means normally this guy's really not in your way, but now he kind of is. So our rule always is receivers. So back, you need to understand this too. Avoid contact. Do not get collisioned. Do whatever you have to do to get cleanly through and into your route. So my recommendation is probably 5 yards as vertical as possible. Avoid this guy. He's going to try to wall you off from the inside, and then attack and try to run inside the safety. This particular path, to me, it doesn't necessarily matter where it is. Your job is to occupy the safety, right? So maybe it's a little bit in here. All right, but it definitely cannot be straight ahead because remember you have a guy behind you. Ideally, we're trying to aim for the goalpost in the middle of the field. All right, so that's kind of what our thinking is. But you can be wrong here a little bit with your angle and still be okay. Bad news is against a single high safety, chances are you're not going to get the ball. Hopefully that doesn't hurt your feelings. You will have opportunities for that. The basic idea here, though, is if you consider all of the attention that is on this side of the field with our 3 receivers, like let's just cut the field in half, okay? So 3 receivers right over here. How many defenders are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count 5. 5 on 3, right? 5 on 3. Not really advantageous for us. And I don't know if you noticed, but toward the end there yesterday, especially in team, with defensive adjustment was to bring the Will backer off the edge, right? And either go man or whatever the case may be. So again, let's just look at, I'm a math guy, let's look at numbers, okay? Let's count receivers on this side of the formation, right? I see 2 receivers and I see 2 defenders if this guy's out of the picture. So I like 2-on-2 a lot better than I like 3-on-5. That's just my opinion. Couple of things to understand. Receivers, the ball needs to get out quickly. So as soon as you avoid collisions and you have decided that you're running vertically, you're uncapped, you need to turn and look for the ball as soon as possible. Outside guys, again, same thing. If you've decided that you're going to run vertically, you're going to run past your corner, you need to turn and look for the ball as quickly as possible. If you've decided that you're going to curl a 10, get your head around and find the ball. It might be out before you turn around. So if it's on its way to you, you need to get your eyes on it and adjust as needed. All right, so those are just some things for you guys to understand. Quarterback, 5-on-5 up front, 5 blockers, 5 rushers. We can only handle 5. We'll get to you individually in a different video, but this is big picture. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Again, that it looked pretty good, at least in 7-on-7 today. Understand if you're on the back side, okay, if you're the Z, chances are you're getting the ball, man. Inside, our rule is to read the center field safety. Okay, if he's already cheated over to one side, guess what? Quarterback is going to keep him over there, and then he's going to come back to you, most likely. All right. And we got a nice home run opportunity there. So if we get into double high, it changes things a little bit, and we can get to our adjustments. But understand, if the back wasn't there, we should be looking at one of the 2 inside receivers anyway. So safety's way over on this side of the field. Chances are we're coming back here. Just be aware of that. So that's go. Obviously, we can flip this the other way. Nothing changes. Same reads. Same everything. If we go to go switch, nothing is really different, okay, from go, just like it normally is in a 4-wide situation, a 2-by-2. Running back, your track is the same. Vertical release, aim for the center of the goalpost. Get there. Now, I'm not really worried about capped, uncapped, to be honest with you. Just run a vertical. Okay. Quarterback is responsible for reading the safety. You don't have to read them. Just run. It's really difficult. If you were to stop and try to run a curl here in the middle of the field, a lot of traffic anyways, so just run vertically. Go switch, guys. Something that we didn't really talk about this year, but it has been an adjustment that we've made in the past. If you are going to curl a 10 and you're the inside guy coming out, you should be turning outside toward the sideline, kind of like a comeback. All right, that's the one adjustment that we did make. That is obviously 100% still what we do. So understand the concept. Outside guys coming in, you're probably getting the ball. One of you 2 guys, whether it's the X or the Y. That's my thought, and we hit it a couple of times today. The reason being, again, single high safety. Again, he's cheated to one side. I'm thinking if I'm the quarterback, again, I'm going to hold the safety with my eyes, and I'm probably hitting the X coming in. All right, the safety's out of there. As long as you can run by this outside linebacker, which I'm assuming you can, we get a home run right there. Great opportunity for us. We get man-to-man coverage in any of this stuff. Pick your best matchup. Okay, you guys have to get off the press. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of that tomorrow and Wednesday so that we can begin to work on our hands and releasing off press and stuff like that. So again, no big deal. We can flip this over. Nothing changes. Lastly, cheat plus. Those are the 3 plays that we're going to carry into tomorrow. And then our go tags are alive, and we can kind of get to that, but I just want to make sure you have a solid understanding of what we're looking for here. So plus, again, tells the plus is a tag for the number 2 receiver to the front side. So that is, in this case, the S. Plus tells you to do the same thing as number 1. If it was regular cheap, number 1 has a 10-yard curl. So guess what? I have a 10-yard curl also. Based on your alignment, remember you need to tack toward the hash, and you're going to curl at 10 yards. Running back, you have the speed out for us, working to get to 5 yards. Remember, it's not a square cut. It's not an attack upfield and squared out at 5. It is banana, get to the sideline right now and work to a depth of 5 yards. We're trying to get you the ball right there so you can catch it and get upfield. On the backside, we're big. Outside guy, 8-yard post cut. And I'm thinking, just based on this alignment, right, your read is most likely going to be this outside linebacker, because a lot of times the adjustment for stack teams is to drop this guy all the way into a safety position, right? So again, if I can run a post past this guy, go ahead. If not, if he bails, run the dig underneath. Just make a good decision, make good cuts, find your way through. Okay, so that's your read. Guy who's running the book, remember, slow and steady wins the race, about 75%. Eyes on the quarterback. It's okay once you stretch to the sideline to start working upfield a little bit. That's perfectly great. We're trying to hit this thing. In my opinion, here's the flat defender. Again, if these guys are plussed out, what's this guy doing? Okay, is he dropping to respect the vertical? Then I hit the speed out right away. Is he trying to jump this thing? Then I'm probably looking at the inside curl. I don't know if the outside curl really enters my thought process very much. It's a really long throw, number one. Number two, if I have this easy throw, why not hit that? Okay, so we should be good there. That's what we're going to carry into tomorrow. Again, no big deal. We can flip this over. The only thing that we can do out of this, cheap and go, really simple. Running back, all you're going to think about is once I get to that speed out, I'm going to go ahead and turn myself up the sideline. We're going to try to hit a home run. That's something that we can look at tomorrow. We certainly have the talent and capability to do that. All right, excellent. Please make sure you watch this before you go to bed. Bring questions tomorrow morning. We will be doing a review period before we head off to NAS. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great night. See you in the morning.